All right, we'd like to welcome Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker to the Cat's Corner. How you doing, Sarge?
Hey,
I'm
Sarge.
doing
What's
great.
up, Sarge?
Hey, Cat. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Sarge, I want to introduce you to my co-host and my good friend, Ray. Big Shug is what they call him.
Big
Big
Shug,
Sugar.
manager of future Hall of Famers.
All right.
And,
I ain't get no Hall of Fame shit, so
You should.
and,
There ought not even
and
be a Hall of Fame if you ain't in it.
yeah.
hey, let me tell you, you want me to call you Sarge, DeWayne, or what do you want, Sarge?
Call me Sarge.
I
I'd
like
love
it.
to call you Sarge. You know, being coming from a karate background, Sarge, it's almost like I want to say yes, sir, to you.
Yeah.
You know, because the respect that I had for you and that I was able to even grow because of the time you put in with me down at the power plant. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm going to ask you, how did you get from wrestling to the power plant?
We're Resite. Of course we offer all-inclusive site work. We're Resite. Of course we have a dynamic site crew. We're Resite. We have secure foundations. We're Resite. Of course we're good stewards. Resite redefines the way site work is done. Contact us at resite.com. It's re-site.com.
Well, Jody Hamilton and Nick Patrick's the one that trained me. That's where I started at to begin with. So I've kind of done the power plant and all that down there. Not the power plant then, but it eventually came to power plant when I trained Kevin Nash. But eventually it just came to power plant. I just took it over, man. Nobody appointed me that job. It ain't like they said, "Here, you do this. This is what you got to do." I just went what I had to do and what other things I did in different sports and different things. I just took it over. Believe it or not.
You know, knowing some of the athletic guys and some of the guys that came from other sports that you had to train, you know, I hear coaching today talk about how hard it is to coach today athlete because they so gifted. They come, you know, you got guys who came from the NFL. You got guys who came from the karate world, TV world, and a lot of these guys had to come down to the power plant. Power plant. Did you have any egos that you? Can you tell us any stories of anybody who gave you a problem? You know, listening to you.
There's a couple we probably already know about, but we're not going to mention
Goldberg.
them.
Well, Goldberg,
No,
one of them.
Bill was, you saw him.
Bill
People don't
love
believe
you.
he did squats, but he did squats too.
Yeah.
I counted on here how many people I trained just as far as cross training for football, yourself and everything's 110 people. Now I ain't counting girls, ladies. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 girls, including Tori
Wow.
Wilson and Daphne. You remember that?
Stacy Keebler.
Yeah, Stacy
You,
Keebler, Tori, Deborah Michael. Believe it or not, I trained God, the Four Horsemen. Was it? I lost his name there for a second.
Which one? Dean
Mike
Malenko?
Michael. I trained him.
Oh,
Uh,
Steve Mongo McMichaels?
yeah. Kevin Green. Of course, Rodman. I mean, it's like I said.
you,
There's 140 something people.
man, yeah, you to train those guys. You train those guys to get in the ring, and most of those guys were successful in the ring too.
How
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the actor that came in, the one from Scream? I can't think of his name, but he became the world champion. They did the
Oh
movie,
my gosh, that was horrible.
the worst angle ever.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
that was
didn't you didn't like that, Sarge?
hell no. You didn't see me in the
Mm-hmm.
movie, did you? I wasn't even in the movie. Didn't
What
want
was
to
his
be.
name?
God, I could see him, but I can't say his name.
You
Yeah,
brought him up, right?
I know. I'm gonna look right
I
now.
tried. I tried. You know, some of them people you could just do so much with, and like Tank Abbott. You know, I got heat with Johnny Ace because he wanted me. My wife's mother was in the hospital in Kentucky, and he wanted me to stay over the weekend and train Tank Abbott. I'm
David
like,
Arquette was his
David
name.
Arquette. That's it. Good
Yeah.
grief.
And
That was
what
that
do
was
you
hard.
think about that? Yeah, what do you think about that with David Arquette? He was a nice guy, but see, I wasn't bothered with it because I was new to the business. But somebody like you, what did you think about an actor coming in there actually winning the belt in the middle of the ring?
I thought that was terrible, man. That was terrible for our business. It made our business look easy, which we all know it's not. There's a lot of things you'll face in our business, such as uh, you got to have good attitude. You got to have self fortitude. You got to overcome all of them obstacles that they're gonna throw at you. But I thought the office that was the worst thing they could do, and I think it's your buddy Dallas Page that come up with that, wasn't it?
I don't know, but probably so. Dallas Page was known
I
to
think,
come up with some crazy storylines.
Yeah, he
yeah,
was in Eric's ear, and I think that they were using it to get more mainstream appeal to the brand, but actually it backfired. It was awful. It was awful.
yeah, it was awful.
But 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 why would you say it will offer? Like, what is a bad? For instance, what is a bad?
Dude, he was 130 pounds. There's no way he's beaten any of those guys. He's not been trained. He's a freaking actor. I mean, there's just no way he's going to come in there and win the WCW belt.
The believability of it was not there.
Completely just erroneous. I mean, it made it look like a cartoon.
So as a fan, let's just say you, Big Ray, as a fan, what you didn't like it at all.
I hated it. I was this is absolutely. It'd be like putting the belt on Dennis Rodman. I've been like,
Sarge,
no.
and Sarge. Now coming from you, somebody in the business, why did you not like it?
Well, I think it was an expose of our business, what we're trying to. Well, at one time we were trying to protect. Uh, uh, it was an insult to all the older people that put forth the effort to make our business what it is, so me and you, Ernest, could do what we do. And I think it was a slap in the face for wrestling.
And those guys were making a lot of money too, from what I understand. Like Dennis Rodman got paid a big payday just to come in and
Karl Malone
and drop one of the worst elbows in the history of the elbow.
Oh yeah, next to the Rocks. But anyway, we ain't talk about that. The people's elbow, yeah. Jump over him, jump that, and drop elbow on him. But
so
nothing about the money he's made though.
But everybody in the business know you was a tough guy. They know when you said let's work, you laid it in on somebody. I saw you get on one of the guys who wouldn't sell. And I think it was Hardbody. He wouldn't sell down in the power plant. And every time somebody do something to him, if you body slam, he get right up and fight. If you hit him, he didn't sell. So you got in the ring and you were safe, but you damn near beat this man. You beat the life out of him. But you hit him in all the right spot. You just look vicious. Spot.
Didn't really try to kill him, even though I might have wanted it. But no, some people are going to be that way. They ain't going to have the attitude that you had, what Bill had, or the girls and the guys that worked really hard. And Natural Born Thriller is a perfect example. They put forth the effort to go through that every day once they made it to the power plant, and so did you. So
listen.
For everybody that went through the power plant, David Meltzer and David Meltzer and was Jim Cornette is the worst people in the world about down in the power plant. Said we never made anybody. We never made anybody that did anything. Yeah.
Man, listen,
you me every other week, man.
But
Dude,
you
Goldberg, I just say that one name. That came out of the power plant. He changed WCW forever.
I was
I mean,
actually the one to come up with the jackhammer.
That was
yeah,
a great move.
well,
Great
Down in the,
move.
well,
sitting in the ring, thinking about what we could do, and I said, "Hey, what about this?" And yeah,
A
see,
suplex
and
with
what
a
made
power
Bill
slam.
and Ernest different? They had that MMA background,
yeah.
so they already had that discipline already. Some guys I just had to put the fear of God in.
Well, tell me, I got one question. Say, and I just found this out when I was researching you. Dave Batista came
Yeah,
down to the power plant, and I understand you worked him till he threw
threw
up.
up,
Yeah, and he put
packed it
that in
up with his
his
shirt and put it back on. That's normal business at the power plant, man. That
right.
happened
He
every
put
month.
that in his DVD. Was there
Yeah.
something about him that you didn't like, or you
Well,
saw the potential in him?
now Ernest can contest to this. At that time, WCW wouldn't have developing people like bringing them in to. Okay, Vince was smart. Got Ohio Valley
Yeah,
and training ground. WCW wasn't doing that at that time. And not mention it was Ted Turner's baby, so you had to pass the drug test.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just worked him out hard, man. I didn't have intentions to run him off to begin with, but after his attitude and all that, I just didn't give a damn for him.
Right.
Uh, and he downs me for that every day. But look at him; he's a multi-million superstar, in the movie industry and also anything else he's doing. So
Gotcha.
he
Gotcha.
can call me and just say thank you. You know, send me a check.
Yeah. So Sarge, if you could do it again, what spot would you want to have if they said WCW? Would you want that spot training people in the training center, or did you want to be more of a wrestler in the ring and on TV?
Well, always thought the state patrol was a great deal, man. Me and Dale
Oh
come up with
yes,
that. That was
yes.
into the territories. They won a Southern Redneck team who was going to Calgary, Alberta, up there with Hearts. And believe it or not, we drove up there and had 2 matches and drove home because we figured out we are going to be broke in about a week. So, because Bruce Hart got his jaw broke by the Davy Boy that week, and he wasn't there, and he's the one that promised us contracts. So we went to Stu, and he goes, "Sometimes it's not what you make, it's what you save." And we're like, "Oh shit!" Went by the dump they had us staying at, and we weren't gonna drive in them vans. Too many too many stuff happening, too much stuff,
Yeah,
and
yes.
so we drove up there and had 2 matches, put the belts on us. We gave it back to them and drove to Montana before we called Stu Hart and said we're not coming. And then we drove back. So, but that's what started the state patrol. All that shit was real. You can't do that now. It'd have to be a little more cartoon, I think.
But
Got pulled over many times with my nightstick and my handcuffs in my bag. Because the old thing is you don't check your wrestling gear, right? You
No.
don't check.
mhm.
If you lose your regular gear, that's fine. You go still, but if you don't have your wrestling gear, you can't work. So we've been stopped many times in many airports.
You're like, I gotta have it.
Dude, I gotta have it. Well, you gotta check your nightstick. Okay, you'll check that shit. I'll just go out without that. Don't need that to wrestle. But even though we use that on the Steiners many a time, but well, back then, how you get heat? You cheat behind the referee's back. He don't see it. Now they just punch him right in front of the referee and all kinds of shit. But we used to use a nightstick. So the guy's going to hit the ropes, hit him in the back with a nightstick. He takes a bump forward, and the referee turns back around. I've put my heat on him. So, but anyway, I even was sent down to Jody's thing by Ole Anderson, believe it or not. I know everybody talks about Ole bad stuff, but if you could work, man, you could wrestle, he'd use you. I remember him finding the Samoan SWAT team one time and put us 3 weeks on the road with the Steiner brothers. Of course, after the third week, I was wondering if he hated us because we were sore, But anyway, and then
Ole was responsible for putting the Road Warriors together too. Not a
exactly,
lot of people know that, but they put Animal and Hawk together for the first time as a tag
well,
team. And
He has showing them hammerlock and shit in the back and the damn back before they go out. You know.
yeah, they
So,
didn't know anything. They knew how to beat your ass in a nightclub, but they didn't know anything about that ring. But
hey, God bless them both. You know, they
yeah,
protected me, took care of me. That's one of those things. If you got to show respect to them, and you got to earn that respect. So yes, we hammered the shit out of them every time we went to the ring. You know, and they kind of respect us for that, and that's how we earned our respect in Japan. Went over to state police. Stan Hansen got us over there. So, you know, if you can't tote the mail, Stan ain't getting you nowhere. And then I ended up doing 3 video games for EA Sports in British Columbia. Made it with people out of the school, believe it or not.
wow.
They didn't want to send me anybody, you know. I'm like, God dang, this is the biggest gaming opportunity ever. It's like, and I had to
And
fight.
you made a pretty good amount of money for that too, right, Sarge?
Yeah, I made pretty good amount of money. I got paid when I was up there. I got paid under contract. I got paid for the power plant. I got paid for making a video game. So I'm getting 3 different paydays at one time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't make Sting money or nothing. But
Sting money.
Yeah.
Did you ever work with Sting?
Oh,
Of course you did. Yes.
A bunch of times, man. Wrestled him so many times I can't even count.
Who was your favorite guy to work with, Sarge?
God, you're not gonna believe this. I'm gonna say, Ernest, of course you're there, but William Regal.
Oh yeah, Regal was nice.
Dave Taylor, Chris, because we didn't have to talk about our matches. It's got to finish. And
when you say Chris, are you talking about Chris Benoit?
Yeah.
Great worker.
Great worker. You know, I've seen him be in a tag match, and after it's over, he's doing 500 Hindu squats in the back. Of course, he's changing the dojo in Japan. You know?
He's a machine, or he was a machine.
You know, I believe I've done them with him a few times. And you know, in a tag match, it takes 5. It takes the 2 teams and the referee.
Yeah,
underrate the referee big time.
Mm-hmm.
But, Nick is probably one of the best in the world. I think he is the best in the world. So.
Did you ever do any time up in? I said, did you ever do your time in WWE? And you heard you hear how I put it, your time.
I was offered that Tough Enough spot, but then they wanted it in Connecticut, you know, and I didn't care all about the shit. And even if you got a contract, if he wants to take you to your broke, that's what he's going to do. So no, I didn't go.
Right.
I didn't go. I wasn't going to move my family, man. I got 3 sons and a grandson now, and you know. But back then, I just had my sons and my wife, so I wasn't going to move my family up there on that kind of word.
Were you living outside of Atlanta at the time?
Yes. I live in Douglasville now. It's out west of Atlanta. Most
How far
guys.
is that from where you are, Cat? Douglasville.
I'm in Cobb County. It's about maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes, 20-something miles.
Yeah.
It's not far.
Now, I know Ray Traylor, the big boss man, was billed from Cobb County, Georgia. Was he really from Cobb County?
Yes. And he was a prison guard in the correctional.
Okay, so that was a gimmick that was real.
Yeah.
Okay, when he was Big Bubba Rogers, that was a real gimmick, though.
Yeah. Well, that's Dusty Rhodes, you know.
Yeah, let's call him Big Bubba Rogers.
I love Dusty, man.
Did you?
Me too.
He was my favorite.
Jody, Ole, Dusty, Magnum TA, all them guys had a big influence of why I even went there. So
how about Mr. Wrestling #1 and #2? Those are my favorite now, Sarge.
I remember when Tim Woods pulled his mask off on TV. I remember that.
Me too.
I was watching TV.
The hell out of me.
I cried.
It shocked the hell out of me.
And then I've been in the locker room with Mr. Wrestling #2 didn't pull his mask off the whole time. Hey, that's all right.
Didn't?
Yeah.
No. He took it. He took it serious.
Yeah. I mean, that's when You know, supposedly when Luger and Buff broke my hand, you know, they went for my right arm. I tried to get them from my left. You know why they did that, don't you? So you can't
No,
throw
what?
punches. So you can't throw
Oh,
punches.
mm.
That's the reason why they went that way. And I didn't know I was supposed to turn on Bill. I had no idea. Uh, I don't know if you get migraines now, Ernest, but I do terribly.
Do you?
I've had quite a few concussions, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I
That
went
was
to the gym.
the tag team where you and Bill were tagging against Buff and Luger, and they were the heels and you were the baby faces, and you were supposed to turn on Bill three
Yeah,
quarters of the way through the match,
yes, but
but
I
you
didn't
didn't
know
do it.
nothing about it. I went and set up the ring that day. I went to the gym and worked out. And come back, I got a migraine, man. I'm taking shit left and right, Advil and stuff. And Bill goes, "Hey, you gonna beat me tonight?" I went, "What? What the fuck? I don't want to beat you." Thinking that it's gonna keep going. I didn't know he's gonna go get surgery and be out for that period of time. So Bill never clued me in. The office never clued me in. I was just winging it on the fly, man.
Now you
Nobody
talking about
gave me
Bill who, Sarge?
Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg.
Oh, so you
Goldberg.
guys, I think I do remember you guys who had a tag team together.
Yeah, we was on the last pay per view WCW had.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness, yeah.
but nobody clued me in. The office, Bill, or nobody clued me in what was going on. All that time, I was just winging it. Nobody's told me nothing. I just did it. You know.
I mean, it was terrible. I'm not saying it was terrible, but it was really bad at the end of WCW. You know, once people found out that WWF were taking over, how did you feel about them? What did you think?
Well, I didn't go to Panama City when they took over, so I
Mm-hmm.
was at home. I was at a loss what was going to happen to me. But
Mm-hmm.
always I had that construction background and mechanical background for engineering degree and stuff. So I've always been able to run buildings, do anything, So I'm fortunate to have that background. Uh, so that's what I do now. I'm in the construction business. I've worked for D.R. Horton. They're the biggest residential in the United States.
Absolutely. I've heard of them. I'm in
Yeah.
North Carolina, and I've heard
Oh,
of them.
they're all over the place, man.
Yeah,
It's
they are.
amazing. I go past probably 10 or 12 subdivisions to get to my one,
Right.
but it's all cool. I made my money. I wished I'd have known that at the end because I would damn sure did that. You see what that would have done for my career, But
Was it 2011? Was that when you finally stepped away?
no, I was still doing benefit shows. Believe it or not, people had cancer, different stuff. So I was just doing on the weekends benefit shows to raise money for people.
Right.
So it was probably 2016. Yeah.
Do you remember who you wrestled the last time when you were in the ring?
Yes, Mike Sanders.
Mike
We
Sanders.
wrestled at we wrestled in a benefit show, and he did the old deal about the power plant. You did nothing for me. You never did anything for me. All you did was run me in the ground. Blah, blah, blah. And then while he's doing that, he's saying, "Don't hit me in the back. Don't hit me in the back."
They'll hit
I'm
me in the
gonna hit
back.
it where I want
I,
to, man.
I just talked to Mike Sander yesterday. He just
Did you?
called me out the blue. Yeah, that's how I was doing. He's gonna come on too sooner or later.
Okay.
And I like to hear those guys' story. Like they were so young and fresh, right in the business at the time that the business was like turned upside down, right?
Yeah.
Sarge, would
Well,
you say that?
if you get what I think would be cool, and I mentioned this to you, Ernest, before, is that I think it'd be cool to get different generations of people that went through the power plant and get to hear their stories. Even up
Mm-hmm.
Bill, I mean, hear their stories, what they went through, and probably end up being a roast on me, probably. But
Oh, everybody love you, Sarge. You was hard as hell,
I
but everybody
doing well.
love you.
That shit with the people. I didn't just order it. I did it.
No,
So
you did it right there with us. Every squat we did, you did right with us.
yep,
But
yep.
you push people though. That was the best for me. It's like you motivated people to continue to go. Well, I always wanted to ask you, Why were we doing so many damn squats?
Because this is it. Squats is one of the best for your cardio.
Yeah.
And you probably forgot this, but I said if you could outdo cardio somebody, you'll get your shit in.
Yeah.
Remember that, Ernest?
Yeah, get it in.
So
That's
that's
right.
one of the reasons why. And even when I went to Japan, I trained with the young boys out in the ring, did the squats with them and all that shit. So that was something that's instilled in me right from. I did that shit. I did most of that shit when I trained. And I paid $3,000 to train with Jody. I wrestled for him for 2 or 3 years before I went to. It was NWA then, and a couple years for them, and then went to WCW. But yes, I wish they would have used us more as a state patrol, as a tag team. Uh, we had always had great matches when we went out, but I think they could have done a lot more with us. Um, and let us get our heat, and let's put the baby face over in the end. If everybody's standing on their feet, we got what we wanted. So that's how I always looked at it. Even when we wrestled Rock and Roll Express and all of them, Ricky Morton was famous for selling, man. He'd sell his ass off and then make a big comeback at the end. We had people jump in the ring before.
Oh, they loved
God,
him.
huh?
And people would lose their mind over Ricky Morton getting the hell beat out of him. I was in
The ones you
Greensboro
got to
one
worry
night.
about is
I
you
was
got to
in
worry
Greens.
about is old grandma. It's gonna hit you in the head with a club.
I was going to say that. I was in Greensboro one night, and the Four Horsemen was Arn and Tully were beating the absolute hell out of him behind the referee's back, and Robert over there had the referee tied up talking to him,
Yeah.
and this damn lady was losing her damn mind. She come over that damn rail, but she was too old to get in the ring. She tried her damnedest to get in that ring, dude.
Thank goodness, right? Because she might have got hammered if she made it that far.
I don't know if they'd hit that old lady, but
I
God
don't
almighty,
think
dude.
so. I don't
She
think
was
anybody.
70 if she was a day.
Yeah.
Hey, but Sarge, I think about going back down to the power plant. I think about some of the guys you were working with. Out of the crew, other than Jody, who was one of your favorite to work with, as far as putting together, strategizing for some of the young guys in the ring? With somebody like Pistol Ped, he's like one of your guys?
He did a little more of the talking for the interview and stuff.
Yes.
He emulated like he was doing squats, but he was doing them what he could. He was doing what he could.
Yes.
Okay. Mike Winter did nothing. I don't know
Oh,
why he
for
was
real?
there. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know what he was there for. Do paperwork, I think. But
Yeah.
don't mean to
Mike
down
Winter.
him. Huh?
Did
Mike
Norman
Winter.
Smiley, was he there at the power plant too for a while?
Who?
Norman Smiley. Was he ever there?
They
No.
got him there, but I can't remember when he was there.
Yeah, he worked there for a little while, so but when Norman came, he was highly
Big
he
wiggle.
talked about they talked about him highly as a shooter in the ring. They were talking about Norman Smiley had it all together.
Guy. He was an amateur guy, yeah. Yeah, he was an amateur guy for sure.
You worked with Sergeant Pittman too. Remember him?
Yeah, Craig Pittman, yes.
Y'all was a boy. I did not want to get nowhere near you two guys in that ring because both of y'all was like stiff.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. There's a difference between stiff and hurting somebody.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
now it's definitely you could be tight and hitting somebody across the back or forearm them or whatever, but I never hurt anybody. You could go pole whatever, and if you find anybody that says I hurt him besides Batista, good luck. So, but
what about Tony Carr, Corporal Punishment?
Tony Carr is awesome, man. I called him Bucket because he would never touch the bucket. You got to touch the 5-gallon bucket with the tip of your ass. So I nicknamed everybody till I got to learn their names. Bucket.
We got to remember
Tony
that.
Ono was when are we gonna wrestle? I had nicknames for everybody.
Who was when are we going to wrestle?
What was his name? God, I done lost him now. I'm looking. Sonny Ono. Not
Sonny
Sonny
Ono.
Ono. Not Sonny Ono, but you know the one I'm talking about? I don't know. And then you got Mark Merrill, Ernest Miller, Jill Minton,
So
Kevin
you
Nash.
trained Mark Harrow too. Johnny
Yes.
B. Bad.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm looking at the list because I don't want to leave nobody out.
Yeah, he trained a lot of people.
Yeah, he said it was over 140 plus the women.
And then you know what was so good about Sarge? Sarge had psychology behind his power, his beat downs. He'll tell you this is how you start slow, then you beat them down. Put that heat in. Get your shit in.
And then I would tell them as I'm getting my shit in, come on, fight back, fight back.
Exactly.
And when they start fighting back, I shut them back down, you know.
The bump and feed, bump and feed.
You want to see a good match of me and Dale? Go on State Patrol versus the Men at Work. That was Mark. Oh God, damn, I'm getting old, man. Mark Merrill. No, it wasn't Mark Merrill. It was God. I can't remember who they were. Chris Canyon and something Star. But anyway,
Bobby Starr.
Bobby Starr, yeah.
Yeah. Let me see here.
Great match.
But
You see all the psychology I'm talking about in that one match. Bob Sapp.
Oh yeah, you did train Bob Sapp.
Yeah, I did.
He told me to tell you hello.
Sonny Siaki was the one I was thinking about.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
Sonny Siaki, the eighth in the hole, baby.
Yeah, Big Show. Sean Stasiak. I said AJ Styles was down there. I don't remember that.
Damn, they took
I do. I remember AJ Styles down there.
Okay.
He wasn't working much. He was one of those guys used to work when we would go down to Florida.
Oh, yeah. You know, they wanted me to go, but they didn't want to pay me. I'm like, shit, I ain't going if you ain't paying me.
I don't blame you.
I'm going to teach somebody
video
something.
down.
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help with?
YouTube took the video down. It says
they?
No longer available.
Okay, hold on a second.
I was going to watch that match. It's 12 minutes and 36 seconds long, is what it said.
First, and he tried to take her with him to the
1 second.
courtroom, but it
I
wasn't
don't know how I get it to you.
Yeah, we can watch it. We'll watch it a little later. We'll watch it a little later, Sarge. We don't want it to take up too much of your time. It's a lot of stuff. We got a lot of questions.
They done took it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
What the hell? Okay.
I found it.
During the break, he thought it was possibly one of the most evenly matched contests you have ever seen.
I got it.
Your World Championship Wrestling, the tag team ranks.
Yeah, you got Dusty Rhodes doing commentary.
Oh, it's great. Him and Larry Zbyszko.
Yeah.
And what was it, Scott Hudson? I think.
Yep. Scott Hudson.
Hey, now, Sarge, when you came in the WCW, was it WCW then or was it World? What was it? Was it WCW? It was NWA.
It was National Wrestling Alliance then.
Yeah, how did you get in? Who brought you in?
Jody. I just did all jobs. And, you know, and then I just kept fighting. Paul Levesque, Triple H, he was there.
You trained him too, right?
Yeah, well, me and Steve Regal trained him.
Down here, he was called
he's
Terrorizing.
Terrorizing. He was huge then when I picked him up at the airport. It was horrible. And then,
but he says that he claims that the guy up north trained him. He gives all the credit to God. I'm going to look him up, but y'all will know who I'm talking about when I say it. Who trained?
Sean O'Hara, Dallas Page, Chuck Colombo, Craig Pittman, Dave Power, Dean Power, Robbie Rage, William Regal.
Hitler Kowalski is who he gives credit to.
Hey, Sarge.
I had he got retrained.
Hey, what about this, Sarge? What about the tag team High Voltage?
Yeah,
You trained those guys too, right?
yeah, I trained both of them guys.
And
Yeah,
what
that's
did you
dark.
think about them, man? What did you think about them as a team?
I thought they were pretty good. I think they still needed like somebody put with them to tell them, how to do their matches because they didn't really know, how to formulate a match. Really, I mean
The
they did,
psychology, right?
yes, but if I always thought they should put me in a Sarge gimmick and just let me come out with all my people.
That was
Yeah,
Kid Chaos and Robbie Rage.
Yes, Chip
yeah,
Minton, Sean
yeah. Chip,
Moore.
what do you think of Chip? Was a great athlete. Why didn't
Yeah,
he catch on more?
well, he got swept in that lawsuit. I don't know if you know
Okay.
about that, but he got paid, and then he didn't want to do no more. Uh,
What was the lawsuit
Reno,
about? We could talk about.
Renegade, Ron Reese, Kid
Oh,
Murray.
now wait a minute. Hold on, Sarge, slow down. Let me call some names out for you. What about Ron Reed?
Oh my God! I tell you, they think I had it easy. I had Ron Reese,
He was
uh,
terrible.
the Big Show. Oh yeah, if I could get him to get out of that Baby Huey shit, he made a lot more money.
Yeah,
I
yes.
You
told
talking
him
about
to be
Mr. Hughes?
running his
No,
gear
no.
out, but he didn't want to
Ron
do
Ron Reed was another giant. He was supposed to
7'2".
be, yeah, he was supposed to be the giant, but he looked like a oversized baby.
Yeah, Baby Huey.
So did you,
I
but
had them two and Bill Goldberg in the ring and all the other people all at the same time. So people don't realize I jumped from 4 rings, ring to ring to ring all day
yes,
long.
yes. I
You know?
remember it everybody was in the ring. Well,
Oh
now
yeah,
what do you think about hard body?
that's the worst mistake of ever. I've tried to get that man to fight me more times than you can shake a stick at.
Oh
Because
yeah?
I wanted him out of there. He's a
Oh
bad
man.
he's a bad influence on people. He do you remember I was going to do the video game and he broke that that announcer's jaw. Said you don't
Yes.
throw a clothesline like this, you throw a clothesline and clocked him. Whoa, I saved it. Clocked him across the head, man. Busted his
Well, how
nose
did he
out.
get how did he even get in the school? That's what I don't understand
Okay.
because
Mike Winter. Because Mike Winter didn't want to do any of the shit with him. Eric Watts, Kiwi, Reggie White, Alex Wright, Jimmy Yang, then Asia, Daphne, Major Guns, Gorgeous George, Molly Holly, Stacey Kubler, Frey, Maria, I don't know who that is, Deborah Michael, uh, Tori, Tigress. Yeah, I don't know. That's enough.
oh
There's
man,
a bunch of
he
them.
the work. Everybody in the business had to almost come through you. A lot of the names you just called end up being some really high, not just high end talent, but high paid talent.
Yes. Well, look at Tori. I mean, she was able to take her stuff from us and go there, make tons of money, and date some movie stars. And
What about Stacy? She was able to take something from us too and
yeah,
go marry a movie star.
yeah. She went marry Mark Cooney. Is that right? Yeah, something like that. But
Good looking
yeah,
lady.
and they don't know that I built rings too. I built rings, and you remember I made everybody set up a ring, take it down, put it in
Yes.
the truck, take it out of the truck, put it back up. That's the reason because I want you to respect the business and respect every aspect of the business. I'm okay. I'm going to mention a hard body story, and I wanted to kill him. Okay, but anyway, Jody put him there to help me take down a ring at Disney. I had to go straight from Disney to a pay per view in Biloxi, Mississippi, from Orlando, Florida. Hardbody left. He just left. I was by myself. You know who helped me take down that ring?
Tony Carr,
No, the camera guys.
all the camera guys.
Camera guys stuck around, missed their flight, changed their flight to help me take down the damn ring. Now you know you're
Wow.
doing something right if you got the camera guys, uh, all the people, stage hands, and all want to help you. You know you're doing something right. So
Well, everybody really liked working with you. That was the best part. I just was afraid to work with you in the ring because you just looked so vicious. You know,
A lot
you
of
was
times I
like,
look vicious, but I wouldn't.
that's what they
You want to
say.
hear something? You want to hear something on hard body Harrison? I'm just researching as you're
No,
talking.
no,
Okay,
this
let it
not.
after this. Let's let it die.
Yeah,
That's
this not about hard body Harrison. This is
I
about
know, but I'm
Sarge.
just saying that. You
This
know, they
just
brought him
Sarge,
up on. Did you know
I was
about his
bro,
able.
criminal?
I
bro.
was
We
able.
don't
I was able to get a little something out of everybody that where they
exactly.
dig out of their stomach and make something out of it with each individual. I could wrestle big guys, I could wrestle small guys, I could wrestle in between. I think that was my greatest attribute. I was able to wrestle with anybody.
You
And
was able to pull stuff out of anybody, Sarge. That's what I'm saying. We speak of hard body and these names, but it's so many different guys that you work with that, sir, I think they carry a little bit of you around in their style of wrestling. You
yeah,
know, I don't know if you ever worked with Dean Malenko
yep.
and those
I worked
guys like
Dean.
that.
I worked Dean so many times, man. Him and his brother over in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, I've wrestled Dr. Death, Terry Gordy,
Oh,
Stan.
Dr. Death.
Yeah. Funny story. Funny story. We went to Roppongi in Japan. You know, it's a bar district or whatever. And we were wearing that Zubas shit then. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
everybody wore that Zubas shit at one time. And we was going into Hard Rock Cafe, and this guy, he's about a foot taller than Doc. He goes, "Oh, they're letting the in now." You know, Doc turned around. What'd you fucking say? He said, "They're letting in the now." And sorry, uh, uh, so he didn't hit him with a punch. He hit him with a straight forearm to the chin. It dropped him. And I was going, oh shit. And he punched me right in the eye. When he hit him like this with the forearm, he punched me right in the eye. Black in my eye, swole up, closed. And then the guy was getting up, and then Terry Gordy come around the corner, bam, bam, bam. And we're looking, we got like 300, 400 people around us, you know, like shit. Go jump in taxi, go back to the hotel, you know, so we don't get in trouble. But yeah, I carried that deal. I used that all the rest of the tour, man. Messing with Doc. You know,
hey,
that was the
hey,
greatest experience.
Hey, Saul, did you ever hear the story? And it's a story I always didn't know if it was true, but I wanted to ask somebody who been in there a little bit longer than I was in the business. And I don't know if you was around that time, but it's a story that was floating around about, speaking of Japan, about when Big Van Vader went to
Oh, one
Japan
door.
and he was so mean. They said he clotheslined the old lady. Did you
Well,
ever hear
that might
that?
be true, but I'm gonna tell you that's a chicken shit move. You're gonna do something like that. Now I've seen Stan whoop a whole crowd of people with a bull rope and the bell and all that shit, and they're laughing, taking bumps, laughing and shit. But no, I can tell you two stories about two different supposedly big man, tough man deal.
Mhm.
Uh, Ron White, you know, I remember Stan spit the damn chewing tobacco on him, clotheslined him, and did a bunch of shit. He flew his ass home and then come back later. Lex Luger. Lex Luger's another one. He
Who?
did the same thing too. Lex Luger and Paul White.
Yeah, Big
Both
Show,
of them,
right?
yeah, both of them Stan beat the shit out of and sent them home.
Yeah. Stan
Uh,
somebody to trifle with.
I love Stan, man. He's still a great guy.
Oh,
And now
Uh,
absolutely.
the Stan, who? Which Stan are we talking about?
Stan
Just so
Hand,
people
Stan
know.
Hansen.
Oh
Stan
yeah,
Hansen.
okay, yeah. He one of the nicest guy. He's in that new movie that Glacier just finished shooting, and I got to
How did
spend time
Glacier?
with him.
Can I ask you a question? How did Glacier get that gig?
He knew
Dallas
somebody.
Page.
He probably stole Dallas Page. Why did
I
Dallas
mean,
spend so much time in the power plant? That's what I didn't understand. He had everything. Why was he down there so much?
well, he was too old to start with, you know, from the get go. So he had to
Mm-hmm.
fight a lot of hurdles, you know, even when Dusty told him he couldn't make it, you know, and stuff. And I come up with probably 60% of his moves.
You
Uh,
did.
yeah,
to
yeah,
protect him, to give him
yeah,
longevity.
yeah. And, uh, but I never understood like the longest yard. There you got Bob Sapp, I trained, Bill Goldberg, I trained, Steve Austin that used to live down the street from me,
Kevin
and
Nash.
Kevin Nash. I can't get a shitty little Sarge guard
He couldn't
match
be
in
a.
there. Or something.
I mean, shit.
I
You
mean,
couldn't
what
be
the
a
hell
damn
happened?
guard. It'd have been perfect for you.
Yeah. But yeah. But anyway, I think I was able to pull something out of people that some people couldn't have done, and maybe some stars wouldn't be with us. I had a guy during a podcast ask me an honest question. I didn't even know what to say. Because Sarge, what would the wrestling business be like if you wasn't in the business? I was like, I don't know. I can't
That's
answer
why I'm
that.
saying there ought not be a Hall of Fame if you ain't in it. So,
For
Well,
sure. For sure.
I'm in the Power Plant Hall of Fame.
well, goddamn, that don't. I mean, to me that counts, but I want you in the WWE Hall of Fame because
Well,
you
I
put
appreciate that.
WWE Hall of Famers in the Hall of
There's
Fame.
some video floating around saying why Sarge isn't in the WWE Hall of Fame, but I just lost track of it, But I don't know. Well, one thing, I don't know if they can see it.
DDP is in the Hall of Fame, and you
I
did
know.
more for the business than DDP, I would say.
Can you see that?
No.
Yeah, your finger.
Yeah, I'm holding a ring up there. It's a WCW Hall of Fame ring
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
for Power Plant.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, and believe it or not, one of the guys at the school actually went out and got this for me.
That's
You know who it
good,
was?
Sarge. Who?
Huh?
Who was it?
Kiwi.
Oh, Kiwi. Yeah, I love Kiwi. Kiwi's a good guy. Now,
Yeah,
now
You talking
how
about
long did you train him, and what you part of had anything to do with his gimmick? Did you help
Well,
him
the only
develop
part I
that
had to
gimmick?
do was for him to what moves to use. I didn't have a name in the gimmick or anything. Uh, uh, Back in the day, gimmicks like that was taboo, but
Mm-hmm.
he did his job well. I liked he was better when he was Angry Alan Funk. I think it could have done a lot better in that gimmick. But he's a great guy. There's a couple other guys I want to remember.
now? Was his gimmick when he was angry Alan Funk? Was he mad because he was
Yeah,
the lesser known of the Funk brothers and got passed over?
exactly.
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. I thought he'd done much better at that gimmick.
That's what my gimmick's going to be. I'm going to be Maniac Ray Miller. I'm going to be
There you go.
Cat Miller's illegitimate brother that always
There you
got
go.
passed because the cat was real famous and I wasn't.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm striving to be like Ernest there.
Well, Sarge, you better than I am, Sergeant, and you touched the soul and touched so many people in the business, man, with the way you helped us and led us into the ring, because I didn't know anything about wrestling until the first person that someone introduced me to that said this person will help you get to know, and that was you. And it's like you went right at it. Right.
And I'm going to say this on behalf of Ernest. When we started talking about doing a podcast, your name was one of the first names he brought up about getting on here. He said, man, they wouldn't be Ernest the Cat Miller if they wasn't for Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker in the Power Plant. Trained me how to do this. He said, we got to get him on and talk about it. So I know we want to thank you for your time. We really enjoyed getting to know you, and I'm sure the fans are going to really appreciate getting to see this side of you for sure.
Oh, good.
So, and we'll probably do a part 2.
It was Ernest's fault.
Yeah.
So Ernest, give me 50 squats.
I'm gonna get them all. I'm gonna hit them for you soon we get off air.
Okay, that's good.
I
miss you, Ernest. I said something to Sonny that we're gonna do a podcast, and he said good. And,
we gonna all do the Power Plant thing. I want to get everybody on here with you.
And I'd like to be on with him just to talk.
Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll send you one. We'll have you on here with him too, because I know he'll love to. He'll love to hear from you.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from him. I think he lives in Texas now, but I
Yes.
know he did live in San Diego, but
Got a place in, what is it, Iowa and in San, or near Dallas. Near
That's
Dallas.
Sonny Ono. That's Sonny Ono. We talking
Sonny,
about Bill Goldberg.
Sonny's a great
Oh,
guy,
you're talking
man.
about Bill. My bad. My bad. Yeah, Bill
Sonny's a
talked
great
about it all
guy.
the time.
Sonny Ono's a great guy.
Yeah, we
When
messed
first
with
time I
some.
went in hospital, he was the only one that called. Well, not the only one. After I cut the phones, quit letting them call. But Ernest, I mean, believe it or not, Sonny was one of the first ones that called me in the hospital. What are you doing, Sarge? And believe it or not, he mentioned me doing something with AEW, before they hired uh, Glacier. But anyway, I was in the hospital. I was trying to get better. But
You have COVID?
no, I had something. They still don't know what it was. Believe it or not, all this time I should have went to the Mayo Clinic, but
Right.
I lost 60 pounds without trying. I mean, it's been a battle. I couldn't eat nothing. I was throwing it all up. It's just a horrible thing.
But you're
But
better.
I'm better now. I want to get back in the gym and get back into a little shape. Hopefully I'll be able to do this after these new knee braces I get. So I know Steven. That's my son Steven.
Hey,
Hi.
Steve. How you
All right,
doing?
Steven.
Good.
You
Yeah,
ready?
he's always following me online or doing something. So
Well, go ahead.
uh, yeah, I'd love to talk to Bill. I'll tell you a funny story. One time we was in Indianapolis, and I had Robbie Rage and Kenny and somebody else in the car with me because they were paying for my rental car, and they were staying in my hotel because they paid for my hotel. But we sitting there red light in Indianapolis. I'm sitting still. We kind of rushed. I'm kind of antsy. A little bit, and then all of a sudden I get smacked from the back. Bam! The car goes forward about 2 foot. I ain't kidding you. And I was like, son of a bitch. I got out, and then Bill got out. I was like, oh, fuck you. And I got in the car and left. Fortunately, it's rent a car, so,
Did he mean to do it? Did he mean to do it?
Yes, he did it on purpose. The best ribs are done between, guys that each other,
Yes,
That's
exactly right. So how's the rib?
Yeah.
We'll have to bring that up when we get him on the podcast. I know he
Okay.
thanked you too when we were in LA, wasn't it? Cat.
Yes. Yes.
Because hell, if it wasn't for the Sarge, it wouldn't be no Goldberg.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that honor.
Facts, brother. Facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Sarge, we gonna most definitely enjoy this one, watching it back and editing and cutting it up to make a great story out of this. And we looking forward to having you.
The book for me.
Oh, good. And see, we want to hear about that. What do you have going on here? Anything you want to plug? Anything you got going on you would like to put out there?
I'm always helping the homeless, trying to help the homeless. You remember the Mountain Man?
Yes.
The Mountain Man.
Yeah. I work with him a lot. But I do that. I got a book written that is going to come out, but it's going to have what you need to do and how you do it all the way through to graduation. And then tell about the psychology with the guys. Because I told Bill and I told you, these are guys you got to watch out for. Kevin Nash, this one, this one.
Yes.
Because you try to teach every aspect to your. You want to make them where they're invincible, where they bulletproof. They know who to look for, what to look for, and shit like that. So I know I'm carrying it on too far.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Good insight, because honestly, to take it full circle, when you said you got to watch out for people like Nash, Nash is the one that booked himself to beat the streak. So it took Bill's 183 win streak
and lose it on a finger punch.
Yeah, well, the finger poke of doom.
Does of doom, that's for real.
Yeah, that and the cow prodder, the electric shock stick that they shot Bill with to get him down.
Well, Sarge, if someone wanted to get in touch with you, what would be the best way to do that?
my email.
Okay.
Would be the best way.
Can you give that out on here? So
Yes, it's SARGE, Sarge at 7381 @gmail.com.
so if any young people,
I do
go ahead,
seminars
Sarge.
too.
Okay.
Like, they hired me to do a seminar before a match. It was an indie match. It's way out there, but it didn't matter. I probably trained, I don't know, 15, 20 people before the matches. And what was good for me is the guys that already are wrestling, they signed up for the seminar, and then to see them use what you just taught them 2 hours before the show, use it in their match, that was gratifying for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I went out and I asked them, okay, what are you planning on doing? And blah, 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 whatever. Okay, here's the finish. Okay. I went out and watched the match, come back and critique it with them, and to see them use how to cut somebody off, and how to go into a comeback, how to go into a finish and stuff that you taught them 2 hours earlier. That was great. That was great. But I do seminars too as well. If people want to bring me in, I'll do seminars.
Well, we gonna put out the word, and like I said, we want to have you once you up and going. If we had to come and get you, we'd like to have you as two and come into the studio with us.
I would love to.
Okay, but we'll most definitely be looking for connecting to you when we have Goldberg on too.
Okay, just let me know anything I can help y'all. Just let me know.
All right, Sarge. Thanks for
You still
sharing
got your
your
Power
time
Plant
with us.
shirt?
I still got it. I'm gonna keep that thing.
That's worth a lot of money now.
Damn
know.
good.
All right,
buddy.
then, Sarge.
Appreciate y'all.
All right,
Have a good night. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good night. Nice.